Chief, we're here again. Another month has rattled on by as we prepare for the May UTA.
The Peggy Podcast, episode 15, looking at May. It's absolutely unbelievable to think we're almost in the summer.
Yeah, hard to believe. I'll tell you what, Chief, April UTA was amazing. And we had such a great turnout. I know a ton of readiness training was accomplished. We did our block training with our medical group, our ops group, and our maintenance group as they focus on preparing for their AFRIGEN fall deployment.
Yeah, it's amazing how we're able to put 10 days in a 2-day footprint. So we do a lot of stuff, and April drill was no change to that. You know, the block training was absolutely amazing. I know maintenance had a huge footprint inside the hangar, and they're rotating people through. Medical had an awesome occupational health fair, and they put about 400 members through that. So we should see a huge jump in IMR, as well as our operators focusing in the LOI, going through a bunch of different scenarios. I was able to go over and see some of that training. So it was a huge wing-wide effort. So even though those units were the ones focused, it took the whole team to provide that training, whether it's emergency management or Sue Baldwin or whoever it may be. So big shout out to everyone involved in that. Big shout out to the planners that made that happen. And I think we're going to see a huge result, not only in our IMR, but our overall readiness as we look to the AFRIGEN cycle.
Yeah, Chief, and I just want to thank everyone for their positive attitudes, as well as any feedback that those individuals that went through the block training have for our teams, because we're always looking to improve these. And your time is valuable, so whatever you have, please let us know so we can continue to tweak the process moving forward.
Absolutely. Our next opportunity for that will be in November when we take through the MSG wing staff and the other units that didn't participate. So, yes, sir. So that really kind of dominated the weekend, but we had a lot of little events in between as well. A change of command, a few retirements, and I know I participated in the sexual assault prevention month 5K in Concord. It was a little chilly, I'll say, but it was a great event, great turnout, and happy to run that and happy to support that cause.
Yeah, I appreciate Miss Sue Baldwin for helping to put that on, a combined event with our Army brethren up in Concord. And next year we'll look to move it down here to the seacoast, and we'll have our Army compadres come down and take part down here. So well done event, and really appreciate all the effort that goes into that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's going to be great. We'll continue to grow it like we do everything else around here. So that really kind of wrapped up the April UTA. And I think before we look ahead too far, we want to introduce our special guest today's podcast.
Yeah, we are very fortunate to be joined by Mr. Myron White, who is now our new wing DPH.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mr. White, thank you for coming on the podcast. We're happy to have you. We really just want to let the wing get introduced to who you are and let them know a little bit more about yourself.
All right, Colonel Perron and Chief Reiter, thank you very much for having me here. I just wanted to say that it's been, since I've been here a month and a day or two, it's been a great experience for being here. And I look forward to following the big steps that Don Roussel was, who my predecessor was, in all the things that he was doing, and hopefully I can help contribute to the readiness and the enthusiasm here at the Wing 157.
Absolutely. So, I'm sure there's a lot of things your job description entails, but what do you want to accomplish here in the Wing? What are some of your goals?
Well, my goals here are, one is to provide access to quality mental health services tailored to the service members and that meets the needs of the Wing. Maintain confidentiality wherever that's appropriate, provide educational resources, and improve personal resiliency. I know resiliency here is a big theme here at the Wing, and so I'm trying to make sure I help with that and dispel any stigma when it comes to reaching out to service members to getting help, and their families, that is, too.
Absolutely. And, the reducing stigma part, that's huge. I know we've talked about this in years past, and even upwards as General Minahan's talked about his struggles with mental health and how he's overcome that. As someone myself a few years ago went through counseling, it's definitely something that we've come a long way, and it's great to hear you're going to focus on that. So what other services are you going to be providing?
Depending on the presentation, we do volunteer services. The goal is to, whether they need mental health services, substance abuse services, just maybe coordinating of care, sometimes it's relationships, coming to see us, for the most part, is confidential. There are some exclusions to that, but we with our statement of understanding, we make sure we go over all that. And then a lot of times it's maybe it's an assessment, it's a referral to the appropriate level of services, as well as making sure that they know that they're ready, because it's about the wing and it's about their health. And, we promote the service members to take care of themselves. If they feel good on the job, and then the wing benefits from that as well.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, Mr. White, I know you live in Newmarket, so tell us a little bit about yourself and where did we find you?
It's an interesting thing, sir. So I just quickly, I actually went to grade school here when there was a grade school, and have moved up through when the Portsmouth Junior High out there went away. Don't fault me for this. I went in the Marine Corps, and then through different colleges to get out there. My parents were in Newmarket, so we took care of them, and then they passed. So I'm actually, the wing is home to me. I feel it. And that's what it feels like, So
That's great.
It's actually my pleasure. You didn't find me; I found you, and it's a wonderful thing. Everywhere I've been, and I said this in the drill, that all of the service members. It's an amazing place. If you've ever been in the city, you know what it's like. That people don't know people. Everybody here says hello. You walk by, they're helpful. Sir Nelson over there, goes out of her way to do things. And that's just the theme here, and I really love it. From top leadership down, or throughout the ranks, I don't want to say down. But, it's just an enthusiasm, and you can't buy it anywhere.
Oh, that's great, Myron. We're so fortunate to have you here, and I know our airmen, as they get to know you, as you meet them, whether it's a drill weekend or day-to-day here at the installation, you will bring a resource to them that's desperately needed, because resiliency and mental health is so important as we continue to do the nation's business, but as well as our state taskings.
Absolutely, and we're lucky to have you. And I like how you let the cat out of the bag. So for everyone out there, Sergeant Nelson is behind the mic. She's been here for all 15 Peggy podcasts, and she's very embarrassed over in the corner. So it's great to have you. So thank you again for coming on the podcast.
The other thing, Chief, that Myron brought up is he talked about resiliency. And I know going into this drill, we've got a huge event on Saturday.
What a great transition. So thank you for that. Yeah, so we were lucky enough to team up with the Gary Sinise Foundation and really focus on his Brothers at War team, that they agreed to come out to the wing and put on a resiliency tactical pause for the entire wing. So it's a professional organization coming out. There's going to be 2 guest speakers, and they're really going to take the wing through some situations, and then really kind of break them down and talk about it, and then give some tips on how to become more resilient. It's been a big focus, not only in the Air Force, but here on the wing for the last 3 or 4 years. And we went a different direction this year than what we've done in the previous years, because we really wanted to make sure every airman could be involved. We didn't want to add stress on some folks to be their own instructors or have to cook food. So we got a great program set for the 4th of May. That's going to be our #1 priority on that day. We will have a 3-ship takeoff, so we'll have our folks out there launching those jets, and then we want them to come there. So we want the whole wing inside of the hangar 254, as well as any spouses or dependents that are over the age of 18. They want to come in, experience that, and build that resiliency, which really is a part of readiness, is understanding being resilient, being put through situations, and understanding how to process, those emotions and feelings that come with that. As well as we did invite a few off-station partners as well. So a fantastic event. Our airmen just need to come with a pen or pencil, an open mind, and be ready to learn some tips. So I'm really looking forward to it, sir.
Yeah, I know, Chief, you and I had the opportunity to talk to the facilitators of the course. I don't even think our airmen have to bring a pen or pencil, because I think it's going to be provided with a workbook. It's going to be interactive, so please come open-minded. And really, they're going to talk through some scenarios. They're going to play some movies, really focused on deployments pre and post, and how to work through some of those challenges that come up with those deployments, not only for our service members, but their families. So really looking forward to the day. Lunch will be provided. I believe it's Panera. And so
sure
it should be great. So please bring your spouses and your dependents over the age of 18. We'd love to have the more the merrier, because I think they're valuable skill sets that we need to help us in our readiness.
Absolutely. And it couldn't come at a better time when we look at, the AFRIGEN cycle and RCP cycle coming really to arm our airmen with those tools that they need to process that. So, sir, beyond the RTP, there's a lot of events coming up. Like I said, this wing usually doesn't slow down. So before we get to May, there are a couple things I wanted to highlight. We're going to say goodbye to Chief Master Sergeant Fred Bayless after almost 40 years of service this month. And so if you see the good chief out there, please stop and say hi. And then on the 24th of April, sir, it is our Denim Day. We'll continue to support Sexual Assault and Awareness Month. So if you're on base, if you're around, please wear some denim. We really want to support that. And then coming into the May UTA, we're also going to say goodbye to Chief Master Sergeant Dan Luter, one of our professional aviators, a fantastic, individual with tons of knowledge. So that's on the 2nd of May. So please come in and see him. He doesn't like a lot of attention, so he's going to love that we're announcing this on the Peggy Podcast. So
I know he lands. He's a traditional guardsman that always flies on Thursday night against Rod 99, one of the C5s in a neighboring state. So it's very fitting that his Finney flight and retirement will be against Rod 99, and then he'll come and do his retirement ceremony once he lands.
Absolutely. He's a great guy. As we look to Friday, the 3rd of May, our enlisted council is hosting a basketball tournament. So this is the second tournament, second year in a row. They modified the rules a little bit, so it's the 1st to 7, but it's going to be a 3-on-3. So LRS is the reigning champions. I hate to say that, but if you can come out, please, it'll be good to support that. I know they have numerous teams set up. That'll be in the quad. So our enlisted council is really doing a good job of keeping that going.
Chief, I tried to help you out in the wing staff team and reach out to Zach Eady on Purdue, and I just don't know if he's going to be available to help you out. But I figured 7'4" center might help your team.
With my skills, I'll need it. That's exactly what I need. Then, sir, we'd already talked about the 4th of May with the Resiliency Tactical Pause, and then we roll into Sundays. The 5th of May, we'll have the Prayer for the Nation event, and then we'll have another chief. So it's 3 chiefs if you're counting retiring, and Chief Master Sergeant Tracy Hogue. He'll be retiring after decades in the maintenance group. So
that's a whole library of knowledge that will be retiring. But with all retirements, there's opportunities for our airmen to step up and fill those voids.
Absolutely. And then we look to May, sir. We're in the month of May.
Yeah, the month of May is busy. We'll start that first week of May right after drill. We're going to host some distinguished visitors from Cabo Verde. So there'll be 3 individuals that'll come and spend some time with the wing, get to really observe what our quality assurance program and maintenance does. They're also going to get an opportunity to go up on a flight. So that'll be 3 days in May, 7 through 9. And then the week after that, Chief, we've got some of our comm personnel, I think 12 packs, heading down to Otis Air National Guard Base where they'll participate in Cyber Yankee.
Yeah, and I went down last year, lucky to go down there, and it was my first experience with Cyber Yankee, and let me tell you, it's amazing. It's a regional exercise. They bring people from all over, Army and Air, so it's joint, and they really do a good job of setting up scenarios and then, responding to different threats or different acts of terrorism or whatever it may be. So it's a great way for our members to not only network with other units to figure out best practices, but also really test real-world skills when it comes to protecting our infrastructure and really kind of honing that material and bringing it back. So looking forward to that. Cyber Yankee is a good time.
And then what are we doing on the 18th?
So the 18th is our spring cleanup day. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's the 17th spring cleanup day, so I was a day behind. So we're going to clean up on the 17th. But the 18th, sir, is really our May STEM event. So a fantastic opportunity to bring some targeted audience onto the base and really kind of open up and continue our active engagement with the community and also to get our young community members involved in STEM. And so we did a fantastic job during the air show of really kind of generating some energy and excitement and enthusiasm. And we're going to continue that going because it pays dividends to get out there in the community. It's awesome to open the base up for that. And Captain Starkweather is our POC for that, and it's going to be a great, fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, Chief, I'm really looking forward to that STEM event. It's, we'd love to have, the more the merrier here, but it's not a mandatory event. We are looking for some volunteers to help out with hosting that event. But this is something we're looking to put on annually. So May 18th, Armed Forces Day, what a great way to celebrate that and have some of the young folks within our state come down and see all the great things that we do at STEM.
Yes, sir. And then to round out the month, of course, we have Memorial Day, so we'll celebrate that, take some time off, and open the summer up. And then, sir, we come right out Memorial Day. We look at another drill, which we won't talk about that drill too much, but really then we're all in on the capstone. So we're full capstone prep. And before the colonel closes out, I just want to remind everyone about the basics of customs and courtesies. Make sure, really we should be doing this every day. The respect, the rank, respect the courtesies, take a look at yourself, take a look at your uniform, make sure everything's looking good, and every once in a while it's good to refresh those skills that sometimes we loosen up a little bit. We just need to tighten back.
No, thanks for that reminder, Chief. Really appreciate it. And I just want to say thanks again to Mr. Myron White for being with us today, getting to hear what our Wing DPH program does and those resources that he brings to the airmen of this great wing.
Well, sir, another Peggy Podcast completed.
Who would have thought?
I know. Well, thanks for all you do. Live free or die.